In the heart of Russia's Ural Mountains, there's a place that hikers today still whisper about with caution, Dyatlov Pass. It's a name that doesn't just point to a place on the map. It's a name surrounded by mystery, tragedy, and fear. And in the winter of 1959, something happened there that has never been fully explained. But this version of the story, this is something different. It's a detail that never made it into the official reports. Because one of the members didn't die. Or at least, not right away. His name was Mikhail Kurov, and for over 50 years, no one knew he existed. His name was erased from the records. Even his family believed he died that winter. But in 2009, a dusty journal surfaced in a forgotten storage locker in Ekaterinburg, handwritten and water-damaged, and inside were pages that told a chilling story, written by Mikhail himself. This is his account. In January 1959, 10 young hikers from the Ural Polytechnic Institute, most in their early 20s, set off on a ski trek through the northern Ural Mountains. Their goal was to reach Otorten Mountain. But 9 would never return. Mikhail was the 10th. He wasn't officially listed on the team. He'd joined last minute, as a favor to his friend Igor Dyatlov, the group's leader. Mikhail had no family left, no job, and was known for being quiet, but dependable. So Igor took him. The journey started off fine, cold, sure, but nothing they weren't prepared for. They documented everything in journals and photographs, even built snow shelters and played guitar to stay warm at night. But everything changed on the night of February 1st, when they camped on the slopes of a peak locals called Kolet Syakhl, or Dead Mountain. According to Mikhail's journal, they weren't alone. That night, the winds were especially strong. The tent flapped violently. The group had anchored it on a slope, which wasn't ideal, but they were exhausted. Around midnight, something strange happened. Mikhail wrote that he woke up to a low humming sound, like metal vibrating in the cold. Then came a flash of orange light outside the tent. At first, they thought it was a flare. Maybe a rescue signal. But there was no sound, no boom. Just a pulse of light, then silence. That's when the panic started. According to Mikhail, one of the hikers, Ludmila, began screaming that something was outside the tent. Not someone, something. The others scrambled to unzip the tent, but the zippers jammed. In a panic, they cut their way out from the inside with a knife. They rushed barefoot into the snow, half-dressed, in sub-zero temperatures. Mikhail claimed that's when he saw it. A figure. Tall. Human-shaped. But wrong. It moved without sound, gliding across the snow. It had no face, just smooth pale skin and hollow indentations where eyes should be. And it wasn't alone. Mikhail counted 3 of them, standing in a triangle, just beyond the tree line. They didn't move. They didn't speak. They just watched. He wrote, "We weren't being hunted. We were being observed. Like rats in a maze." The group split up. Some ran into the forest. Some stayed behind. One of them tried to climb a tree to see where they were. Mikhail ran too, but not with the others. He ran downslope, alone, then stopped behind a rock outcrop and waited. Hours passed. No one followed him. But the lights came back, 3 pulses of orange, blinking slowly like a heartbeat. Then silence. By morning, he crept back toward camp. What he saw stayed with him for the rest of his life. The tent was collapsed and covered in snow. No footprints, just drag marks. The snow around it was clean, like it had been smoothed out. The hikers were gone. Later, search teams would find their bodies weeks apart, some half-naked, some with crushed skulls, broken ribs, one missing her tongue. Official cause? Unknown compelling force. But Mikhail saw something different. The bodies were arranged. Facing the same direction. Arms by their sides. Like dolls placed for display. He didn't go back to town. He fled. He made it to a remote village called Vizhay, where an old woman gave him food and shelter. He never told anyone who he really was. He lived there in silence, under a different name, until his death in 2001. His journal was found hidden inside a false panel beneath the floorboards of the cabin. The last page is what haunts people the most. It reads, "They weren't creatures. They weren't military. They weren't from here. They showed us something we weren't supposed to see. I think that's why they let me go. To see what I would do. And now I wait. Because someday, they'll want me back." For years, conspiracy theorists blamed everything from Soviet weapons tests, to infrasound making the group panic, to aliens. But Mikhail's account, though never verified, gave birth to a different theory. That Dyatlov Pass wasn't just the site of an accident, but a controlled experiment. No radiation. No animal attack. No avalanche. Just a group of young people, who saw something they weren't meant to. And maybe, just maybe, they weren't the first. Because long before 1959, the native Mansi people avoided that mountain for centuries. Not because of superstition, but because people disappeared there. And sometimes, came back wrong. So if you're ever hiking in the Urals, and you see a flash of orange light in the snow, don't run. Don't look. And for the love of God, don't speak. Because some things aren't meant to be remembered. And the more you know, the more they know about you.